Make up something you want to. Oh, there's
Wow,
an echo.
I love
Nolte. And we are live from Taylor, Arkansas, home of Small Town Famous. And by golly,
there's two of us.
There's two of us.
You know what?
Romy called in sick.
Tell you what I'll do. He called in more than sick.
Jordan called in work.
Jordan had the best.
Lamest excuse I've ever heard in my life.
I think we ought to call him.
He might be a little tied up.
Literally.
You never know going
so,
on
hey,
stuff like that.
What did it look like?
What happened?
We are on a podcast now.
No, but we got a lot of stuff going on. You just had a baby.
I didn't have a baby. I looked like it. My Lex had a baby. And if I'd have thought about it, I'd have pulled up a photo. But, dude, I ain't even going to try it.
Not even worth it.
I know y'all. Hey, Gene, are you hearing an echo? Are we sound like we're echoing?
Absolutely.
You know what it is? Watch. I guarantee you we do this every time because I have to change this from church. Audio monitor. Wait.
Boom.
Off.
Yep. It was that every time.
See? Every time.
We're hearing 5.
Every time. Yep. Thank you, Danielle.
I got the second grand kiddo.
Yeah. I will. I can airdrop it. I've been known to build airdrop songs.
And but
I will find you. I'm gonna find a pic. Go ahead.
Well. No, where was the baby?
So baby, they live in Minden. The baby was born at Willis Knighton, North. Was Willis Knighton North.
Healthy.
He a little early, but so he had to stay there and bake a couple of days. But he's all right. But she, I think 25 hours of labor. Which sounds horrific for some people, but when you compare it, Emily was 36. My girls don't know how to push out them babies, which I'm thankful for. And because
turned everything.
Well, here's the problem. Chase he came in here and muted my stuff. So let's go ahead and just welcome everybody to the podcast. And I will just go ahead and star this one since Danielle's being the nicest one. Everybody's saying they can't hear us. And we lost 5 people. That is not good statistic. So anyway, you were telling me we just had a baby. I had my newest grandson, and his name is Jet Ray Wilkes. Very cool. He better be a country singer or a baseball. He better be something.
Yeah, he's
UFC.
Have to do something.
If he comes out to be if he's like I don't know if he's a choral singer or a ballerina. What would you call the guy? What do you call a guy? Ballerina? Ballerinate?
A ballerino.
If he becomes a ballerino, what's your name? Yeah, right. That just don't go good.
It almost has to be something in the countryside.
I think UFC. Jet. Which we have Benny the Jet. I wonder
if he was a jet ski manufacturer. Just want to toss that out there,
dude. Jet's Rays.
So
he needs to He needs to sell. He needs to order He needs to build a chain of suntan tanning bed stores. Jet's Rays.
Jet's Rays.
Yeah.
I'm not digging that one.
Oh, not digging.
Has he been to STF headquarters just yet?
No. But we've.
Okay.
I got to see him last night. I got to hold him.
I figured you'd probably be tired from holding.
I got to hold him last night for the first time.
Yeah.
There was a limit because when he had there were some breathing things. So anyway, it just had to work the oxygen up a little bit. Yeah. Just didn't want to get him too excitable. And so Lexi, of course, Lexi got to hold him. They did their thing, but we didn't want too many visitors. And plus, there's this. You might have heard this COVID thing. It's 870 days to slow the spread is what the latest poster said. but anyway,
everybody.
When it's stuff like that though, they don't let two people at a time. So if we had to come up, then either Lexi wasn't. Well, yeah, they would have to both come down and stuff like that.
I'll tell you, I would have been in no shape the other day. Holding a baby because for the first time in my life, I was actually I don't even know where this started from. I went to the gym. I did this. I worked at this haunted house thing. It was a busy day for me.
Right.
I'm in there in the shower. I'm showering off, and I was going to wash my hair, and then, dude, right here, just cramped up for the first time ever in my life, and I did the whole dinosaur thing, like whoa.
How old are you?
And I couldn't get my arms down.
Well, how old are you?
31, and my bicep never cramped up like that. Oh, there's old Jim.
Let me see if I can crop that down. Look at that. Look at that. Is that a pimple on the side of my head? I think that's a camera thing.
Oh, it adds 10 pounds in a pimple is what I always heard.
And takes away hair. I don't believe it. I better do this. But there's little Jet Ray. He is the man.
Hi, Jet Ray.
You want to hold him?
No.
You don't hold Jet Ray?
I don't like to hold babies.
Just put it right there.
No, I was.
If I do that, somebody will screenshot it and send a child support request for you. I know you.
My mailbox is full.
Daniel said that worked.
But, I was in there and my arm just is like this and I can't get it to go down because it's hurting so bad.
No, from getting,
I don't know
like right on it. It was right on a nerve.
Oh, man, it was hurting so bad right there. And I guess I just got dehydrated earlier in the day because, that's when you're more susceptible to cramps. But, man, this one popped up bad. And I was like, oh, I've never felt pain like this in my life. Oh, I can't shower. And I'm doing the whole, type thing. And my arm, I was like, I've never had a cramp here before. What are the chances of this? And so I'm trying to massage it and get some warm water on there. And I was like, okay, I can finally get it. And then I let go of it. And it starts coming back up again. I can't control. I was like,
You were a wuss, dude.
Dang. It hurts so bad. But then.
Practice.
I was like, man, I'm 31. I've never felt this.
Like turf toe.
I've never felt this before. And then, so I was like, man, I got to get out of this shower, maybe go take some Tylenol, get in the bed, sleep it off, whatever. And
you almost said steroids.
So
you almost said.
Almost hit his steroid, but no, I started. There's already soap in my hair, so I continue washing it. And what happens? My other one locks up. I was like,
what the crap?
No!
So, you was T-Rexing through the shower? So that's how T-Rex feel during the shower. That's probably why I cleaned them all out. They couldn't take that shower.
I finally was able to clean off and get out of there. And I mean, I finally massaged enough to where it was easy, but man, it was awful.
I can't work out today. My elbows hurt.
I've never felt
what hurts? My elbow joint. Well, not really. My elbow joint.
You know that
elbow? You know that little tendon right around your elbow? It's leg day. Yeah, but I have to.
Leg day?
I have to open the door.
Who does leg day?
Nobody
I'll tell you how I do leg day.
I'll tell you. Nobody is that's a bodybuilder. Locally, legs are super important, and then it rips everything else.
Best way,
but they got them chicken legs.
Best way to do leg day is just to wear pants.
That is
the easy fix.
I can tell you what.
Yeah, we're
chicken legs. Yeah, I'm incredibly live. Anyway, I normally don't share it, but I'm gonna share. I mean, I do share.
Go right ahead. And
but share, like, subscribe. I don't have any. We over here. We never say crap like anymore, but because we would never say that on a podcast because we're just trying to talk.
Mm-hmm. I was just trying to tell you.
If you like it, we did tell people.
You're looking at the wrong camera.
We did. Well, we did
now
tell.
Look at this camera. Ready?
We need a reg.
Now look at this camera.
We need an on air light.
Right. Yeah, with just a red dot.
Or just get Fro. Just Fro over with this airplane.
No, get Fro to walk from camera to camera with a little bitty glow stick. But I would just keep swapping it back.
Every time. Get back. Catch a shot. You gotta have that action cam.
6,000 steps during the show.
Hey, he might be up for that. He could use it.
Wow, that'd be amazing.
I think. What's the name?
Oh yeah, and
is this us right now? September the 2nd.
Yeah, I told you that's what it said. But
I'll take care of it just like at church. I never change it.
If you have anything you want us to talk about or anything, just let us know.
Is there something I want to talk about?
Interacting with some comments, but
we'll call somebody.
Are you excited about the new Halloween Kills movie? Anybody out there?
Halloween Kills?
Yeah, Michael Myers. It comes out tomorrow. It's the new one.
I'm not I knew I wouldn't be as excited as you, though. Man, dude.
I'm so disappointed right now. You're not a big Halloweener.
No, I am. I wore my You know how much we spent on that Michael Myers, man. You know that was a pretty good mask we got.
Yeah.
Well,
y'all got the
those pictures turned out pretty good last year when I walked, and we wanted to see Lucas, first Halloween, and it was just right. It was a little bit humid, and you could see a little bit of mist in the air, and that street light, it wasn't bright. It was just enough to disperse the light, and I knew if I stood under the light and those kids were coming out, it would just, if I stood enough away from them, I would look profiled. And I just stood there and I stared at people, and that was fun. And you said you do that Magnolia all the time. I've told you I want to join you
all the time.
Because what I would do, because I won't take your Michael Myers thing, but I would like to just take, to me, the creepiest thing ever, and I think we've talked about on the podcast before, just those blank masks.
Yeah, with no expression and just being watched. If people would just feel they're being watched, especially by something that unsettles.
If you wear you can wear something like just a jumpsuit. I mean, a jump is that what they call them? Well, that's a girl. Hey, that would scare them. Now, if I wore just a tracksuit, I can't. I have to be careful what I wear because I can get kicked out of the country. It's called
a leotard.
I mean, if we ever have a new president, I could get kicked out of the country, and so I have to be extremely careful what I wear, but if I wear just jogging pants and a hoodie, with just that white mask,
right?
I almost said,
we'll see.
If somebody wears a black mask, it doesn't mean anything. It's just Halloween.
Well, Danielle says that's Toby's favorite series movie. What's the best horror movie villain that you can think of?
Oh, the dude that sewed them people together in Centipede. I could hardly get through that movie, though. Honestly,
you bring that movie up so much for the fact that you said you didn't even finish it.
Oh, it's hard to. Well, I made it to about 45 minutes in, but now part two, I made it most of the way through that. Yeah,
most of the way.
I got all those DVDs.
Until what part threw you off? Were you like, okay, I'm gonna go eat a cheeseburger?
The credits, probably.
Who produced this? I can't watch this anymore.
I got a Hershey bar. I was more. Where you want to be on the Caterpillar? You want to be the front or the rear?
Always the rear.
What if we do a new movie and we call it Roly Poly?
Right.
They think Caterpillar or something.
Oh yeah, you just wait till you see this thing rolling down the street.
We roll them suckers up in a ball and then wrap it in a some kind of container of scale, like a roly poly.
All right,
and people can play around. They're thinking it's just a big ball in the middle of the street or in the middle of the town square. And then finally, for about 90 seconds, we'll open it up
and close it right back
and
up.
They'll be screaming, and that's about it. Hey, why don't we do some kind of Halloween theme or something?
I don't know. What's
what episode is this?
If
like
anybody's
217.
What's your favorite
this is episode
horror movie or horror franchise?
For real.
Yeah, I gotta know because I need some ideas.
I've gotten more into it. Wouldn't be, but it's not the slash. You're a slash. Okay, what genre? Because my favorite things are
you like thriller,
thrillers.
Mystery, suspense.
Yeah, no. So I like
gore?
things like no
gore. course.
Well, it depends on what it is. Now, if it has to do with kind of like suspense, is better to me than anything else. But what is the we're responding to something that I don't know now.
Myers is watching right
now. Oh my God. Don't call him. Just don't. He's like Santa Claus. Hey, no. What I was going to tell you.
How did that made me laugh?
Yeah, what I was going to tell you was, what is the movies with the two, not premonition, the
Paranormal Activity.
It's a Paranormal Activity.
What Danielle says
Paranormal Activity, watched. The one where those two Catholic, the husband and the wife, and they're actually approved by the Pope to go.
The Conjuring.
The Conjuring. I like all the Conjuring stuff, and because you go back and you can just actually see the documentaries on it and stuff. Yeah, and then you can go to that museum and see that freaking doll, and then the Dybbuk box or whatever. That stuff freaks me out more because it's
demonic stuff.
The demonic stuff. I like watching
the Exorcism.
That kind of stuff. Because number one, I know most of that stuff janking. Most people are just jacking the head, but there are some people that are in the hospital with schizophrenia that I think are straight up devil possessed. Because something's going on.
See, I like the Emily Rose one was pretty decent.
The Exorcism, I actually loved that movie. I gave all those movies away, and
shame,
tons,
shame,
and it was kind of just like open box. I didn't even sell them, and I wonder who got all my calipers.
Well, see, I watched this. I watched this show on Netflix. It was a limited series, and I thought I'd just take a gander at it. It's about 7 episodes. It's called Midnight Mass, and I actually watched.
Started watching.
Did you start? It's for the first few episodes. I think you would probably enjoy it because it's kind of a take on people that are don't bother with religion, and then people who are like, I mean, take the religion to the extremes of it. It's cool. It's kind of, but the ending, I was a little like, huh. But anyway,
well,
take a look at it.
Well, no, I wanted to. I started to go through it, but we're trying to finish. There's 2 different ones. I've already seen Unbelievable, but I told Leslie that was more of a woman show from a woman's perspective about those sorts of things, like sexual abuse and things of that nature. But it was so well acted and it was so gut wrenching. I couldn't stop it, so I had to recommend that to Leslie. So she was watching that, but we've been watching Maid, which is really good. I don't know. There is a trend right now in all these, really since Hillbilly Elegy. And I'm thinking, I told Leslie the other day, we was rolling in the Taylor. This old man about slid off in the ditch. He was probably drunk, and I'm thinking, man, we're starting to see all these movies, and we're like, oh, you got to watch it. I'm thinking, wait a second. We live this every day. So, we go out of a trailer park to go watch it, then come back home to our trailer park. And we're like, that was amazing. And like, now how are we gonna pay the electric bill, Bubba? That's I just don't.
There's your drama right there.
And it's but the just the problems with drugs and all that, and that's the overlooked society. I'm telling you, people who think that.
So you're saying make a movie that kind of is targeted towards meth heads. Is that what you're?
Well, that's all they're doing. I mean, everybody in the South apparently lives in a trailer park and has at least had one mother or sister addicted to meth, and not life is not always like that, but the scenery is absolutely like that. If I wish Romy was here because all he has to do is just kind of invite you to Winsboro, Louisiana. You'd see it firsthand.
Oh my gosh!
That's where they. We've had. I mean, I lived in a couple of trailer parks, and I lived in 1975 trailer down Slidell.
We're not talking about
like
pre-America days, okay?
We had a place where I could feed raccoons, and I didn't have to walk outside. There was this little. They would always come up under this little. I mean, it's right by the bathroom, so I could sit on the pot and just feed them treats. I'd feed them like I could feed them like Cheez-Its and stuff.
On the toilet feeding.
Oh, you ever had a pet raccoon? They cool.
I'm not going to say no to that.
Yeah. I hope it was a pet raccoon. You couldn't tell the difference. I mean, because if it was black with a white stripe, what it smelled like that bathroom, you would have never known.
Well, Halloween's probably my favorite holiday of the
I know
year.
that.
I absolutely love it.
You're weird about that.
No, I'm not.
You love Christmas with but even at Christmas you got to be the Grinch.
Christmas can just. Go.
You're never going to be Mr. Christmas.
I'm not.
You're not going to be Elf.
I'm more of a Scrooge.
You're definitely. You can pull off Ebenezer Scrooge. Matter of fact, I got a picture where you look exact. You remember you tried on that top hat when we went to Dallas, and I face-tuned it. I face-apped it. And all I did was just increase your.
Yeah.
And I just, it's just got make nose bigger. It just says big, and it has 4 stages. I did 1, and your nose went. Rrr.
Yeah, it was.
It was like I could have hid under it.
It's not even. That was before you even took your phone out of your pocket.
It was something. I got that picture too.
We need another Dallas trip. Though,
we have a Dallas trip coming up. It's planned. We haven't got. Me and you haven't got together. We got a bunch of stuff. Me and you need to talk about.
Yeah, we did.
But we're going to take a Dallas trip, and me and Leslie, we've written down some activities. Some of it similar to last time. We're going to avoid the gay karaoke club that Jordan wanted to go to so bad.
Hold on.
Unless
avoid.
I would say avoid. We're not going to intentionally go there, unless Jay asks us to again. Because he has.
I'm just waiting.
Whose comment?
Because
Danielle, are you the only one that's? Are you the only one watching?
I see where
Ron Hansen was out. He's like, no sound, I'm out.
I just wanted to
5 people.
Y'all.
I have more people that watch. I mean, I could just turn this on, put a camera on, and leave, and I'd have 5 people.
Well, this is a nice background. I will say that.
Seth Miller.
I'm just waiting to see if Jordan or Romy, if you announced a trip where you're like, hey, let's all go. If they would go, yeah, I'm down. But you're like,
really? Yeah.
Or
that's like we're all packed up and we bought tickets. We're like, yo, man, I'm thinking to dip out tonight. It's I don't think I have anything. But I had this little tickle in my throat. And coming from now, if I would have been Jordan, I'd understood. But coming from Romy, I didn't know Romy had feelings. I didn't.
He
felt a little under the weather
once when he dropped his gun in the mud.
Yeah,
and I was like,
that would be the only. Yeah, and then he pulled out his other gun. He shot that gun because he was mad at it, and he felt much better. He said, "Let's go."
I mean, immediately.
But for him to be, don't think I can podcast.
May have to make a minimum.
I don't understand why he would dip out.
Can't go on the trip unless you've got 3 shows under your.
That's what I was going to say. That was my suggestion. Me and you think alike. I think because that takes some planning. It's time away from our families, but you must be here for the podcast 3 times in a row. And we're simplifying this thing. If you notice, we ain't doing a bunch of pictures and all this kind of stuff. And we were late tonight, but we were having problems with one of our cameras. But we figured it out because it was a jank.
It was that camera right there.
It was that jank cable. You decided tonight you're learning how to do this, and it was cool. You wrote it down and stuff like that. And all that kept us from going live was it wasn't a USB cable. It had to be a super speed.
Well, it was
there's that much to it.
For about an hour.
And I'm gonna tell you something else, Danielle Davis. When you don't come to church. And y'all get on that live stream and y'all start jumping on me about the audio. First thing I need you to do is text Brother Joe before you Facebook and say, Brother Joe, do you have your microphone turned on? Because 99 times out of 100, it's his microphone. He will not turn it on. I'm back there looking like I got the Holy Spirit. I mean, we're not Pentecostal. I'm waving my arms until he finally. The other night, he played it off. I mean, I was going like this, and he just reached back and you can kind of hear like he's scratching his back, and he turns his mic on. Because you only hear it on live stream only.
Right.
And that mug, dude, anyway, but they'll get on me. That's right. Hey, you tell Judith, you tell your brother, turn his stupid mic on. And quit griping at me on. There was one night I was a little irritated. I finally just like, what live stream? Somebody said something. I was like, blah, blah, blah. I didn't use Well, I know I was not happy. I didn't use punctuation. I just typed. Like I can't make a miracle happen, even though we are in church. That time's done passed, baby. According to the Bible.
Oh,
so
yeah, just,
I can't. But the Lord is definitely helping me at the church. Y'all quit jumping on me about church. This stuff. You know what's unthankful, and I'll stop ranting. Okay, what's unthankful about sound and video, and you do enough video, you know how long it takes to edit stuff and to get things right.
Long time to edit.
Have you ever? All right, so you send a video and you're like, that's good content. Right.
You're welcome, friends.
Right. So they watch it and like, man, that's funny. But when something doesn't sound right or whatever, they're like
immediately
like,
it's
because the thing is they expect it to sound right if they've never done it before.
That's right.
But the second it doesn't sound right,
oh, they're quick. They're quick to jump on you.
It's a thankless job. I've never had a thankless job.
We
Except
did have
for
a question here.
Podcast. What's the question?
Who's the worst Halloween villain? Michael Myers, Jason? Well, obviously Michael Myers is not the worst. Now you can say
Michael because he's you fanboy Michael Myers.
Well, after Halloween 2, yeah, you could say that. But the follow-up sequel, the follow-up stuff.
Who's the now worst as in I don't want to watch the show, the movie.
Oh no, that's a pity.
Do you mean the mean? Do you mean the meanest? Most merciless? I mean, what do you mean by worst?
Worst.
Because worst would be Freddy Krueger. I mean, I would have beat him down.
Well,
I mean, he couldn't even do anything till he went to sleep.
Well,
how much of a punk is that?
Well, is he not even in the real world? He's like in a dream world,
right?
So he's kind of like, I can't really do anything, but I'm a skank.
Yeah, it's like freaking Young Guns.
And that sweater is
like, yes, we're in the spirit world. yeah, change your sweater, Freddie.
The sweater is so 1984.
But Voorhees will walk up in your joint. He don't give a crap. If you just hear the I wonder if he carries that around. He probably has an iPad. He got that iPhone.
But the thing about what the realism with Jason is that's what bothers me about him is because he basically
it makes it worse. It makes it worse.
Because they did that to Michael in the later sequels where they're like shoot him with a bazooka and he comes crawling back, stabbing the ground. It's like
he's like it turns into a zombie at some point. Like, but Michael, because what makes the thing that's creepy about Michael Myers is, I'm sorry. Yeah, Michael Myers. I said Voorhees. Freaking Michael Myers. Just like when he decides, okay, it's killing time. Right? Killing. That was a different dude.
Killing.
He was pretty good. But anyway,
then they're coming out with
he may be walking around, which house am I going to cut somebody's throat? And then he hears a baby cry. And he pauses.
And he looks at
You're thinking.
Surely not.
He's passing that one up.
Surely not.
And he acted like he would pass it up. So it showed him humanity.
Yeah.
And for about 5 seconds, he turned around and he murdered that baby. So he's the creepiest.
Yeah.
Because they're just like, I know I'm not supposed to, but I have to.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. You don't know what drives it.
Yeah.
Because the other ones try to do that. Like when Rob Zombie did the reboot, he's like, oh, he was abused as a child. I was like, nah, that doesn't make him creepy anymore. That gives him motive. If there's no motive and he doesn't say anything and he's just doing it like a force of nature, it's like, that's creepy to me.
What would be really cool?
There's no rhyme or reason
more if he was raised like Batman, like it's a fucking multi-millionaire, and they're like, you know, he left one day. We haven't seen Michael in 20 years. All these freaking murders are happening around Halloween. Then he comes home about Christmas and driving up in his Lambo. Man, anyway,
what you been doing?
Killing.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh man. It might be major pain. Somebody's got to tell Michael, like, sorry, son. There's nobody left to kill. You've killed them all. Or something. He's like, hey, no, there's got to be somebody that needs some killing. Sorry, Colonel. you've killed them all. Yeah. Oh man, I got this.
There are some pretty bad ones. Like I never got into the Sinister or like the Hellraiser or whoever else.
That's stupid. Especially his protege punked out.
I don't even know the story.
His protege turned on him. Well, it's Batman and Robin, but they're in hell. So just go that way. Just go that way. Oh, I see. My microphone is. Am I even on my microphone?
No, you're not.
Hey, that is your microphone.
Oh, get off of it.
Your microphone's plenty loud.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I put some bare white. I put my throat in it.
I did it. You put your there.
Anyway.
There it is. I can hear it now.
Okay, so
sorry.
Did you ever finish the wedding video?
I did. I did finish the wedding video.
What did they think?
Watch it. They did like it. They did like it, and I immediately got Leslie got a contact for another wedding offer.
Really?
And then I got another contact to her saying, "No, I'm going to start putting your name out there if that's okay." But I have learned how to do it now.
Yeah.
I mean, that was 2 months of training.
To
learn that. I can show you some things, dude.
The reason I asked you if you finished it and how satisfied you were with the final product.
No, God, I hated it.
Is because that movie Fauci that has a 2% audience score.
Yeah.
It was higher than your wedding video. I'm just saying because I saw it on Facebook. People were like,
higher.
Look at like the 2% rating.
Yeah.
Yours was Rotten Tomatoes was not favorable to yours.
Well, you know what Rotten Tomatoes. I should have. Here's the deal. If Ryan Down was a little more woke, I probably could have got a little bit better footage. I tried. I honestly.
Why did you put produced by Harvey Weinstein on there?
I didn't. I put Spike. It's a Spike Lee joint at the very end. Trying. It didn't work. I photoshopped some Knicks jerseys on some folks. It didn't. Nothing.
Nothing.
They walked through a BLM sign as they were walking to his truck.
Right. I saw that part. I thought that part really.
That took 2 hours just to edit that.
It took 6 takes.
Honestly, I didn't know what I was. And I'm gonna tell you, if you haven't watched it, go. If some of you've seen it, it may suck. You may not like it, but I'm gonna tell you, I did that on an iPhone. So the things that you can do, I watched there's a contest for doing iPhone wedding videos.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna enter?
But mine slaughtered. And I told Presley because Leslie. It was very ironic. Leslie said, and she don't mind me saying it now, but I think we'll find out. Probably will. The irony in this, that would you have ever thought? No, she said to Lex. She said, if your marriage can survive the editing of a wedding video,
yeah, that means it's meant to be.
Yeah, because that
should probably be the test right after you sign the marriage license.
And I almost gave that out as marriage advice just to be funny, but it's not funny. When you ever do this with Amy, like, all right, when's it too soon? Like. Because she's been mad at you, and she says something that makes you want to kind of, you got a joke. You got that joke.
Got a joke. It's right
but
here.
I don't have that. I don't have that button that makes me stop. And you probably do. Well, it's hard to let a good joke go.
The button
funny.
broke, and so in a way, it's kind of solved all my problems. I just quit talking to her.
Well, that's the problem. See,
period.
When I learn something new. You've been around me enough to know. I tend to focus. Some people call it compulse.
Going all in on it.
But I want to learn it. And I had to learn how to use a software that they use to make major motion pictures. But that's the only thing that could handle the data because I didn't know what I was doing when I shot it. I shot it wrong. So like some of this other stuff, I threw it together. I've already done 2 or 3 different videos just farting around. In no time, because that's such powerful software. Mm-hmm. Like I think I deleted iMovie off my phone. I mean, it's just stupid because this thing does so much for you that me and you'll do it. You do an iPhone video, you throw it together in 30 minutes.
Oh yeah.
When half the stuff does it for you. I mean, it puts it in and says, I bet you want to do this. And I mean, it starts throwing something together. And then there was a new plugin I saw come in today, this AI, and it's free to try. And you know how you'll green screen something, you have to kind of mask the person out.
Mm-hmm.
You go click, and it just does it.
I saw
that. All right, so then there's another software that goes right on with another button, and you can triplicate. You can start, and you can make yourself. So this dude keyed out this guy dancing, and he was doing break dancing, was when they kind of
like you when you slipped in the shower that one.
Yeah, time. So they put their hand down. They're just like doing cartwils in place.
They're doing the roly poly.
They're doing these roly polies. Well, he made his, and then the dude since he could key it, he would change different colors. He put like 4 or 5 of him dancing, doing the same break dance, and because it's keyed out, he's on this pier with the ocean behind him, it just does automatically. So and it's free, and I'm not going to tell you what it is because it's going to be my secret.
Well, let's go ahead and get some ideas from.
Let's talk to somebody. Somebody want to get a phone call?
No, what would be a good idea?
Oh, no wonder this thing sounds
for
horrible.
Us to film a movie. That would be, give us some ideas for a movie.
Me? I got tons of ideas.
No, anybody.
I tell you, if somebody give us a movie idea and we will talk it. We will storyboard it.
We will storyboard it.
We'll air storyboard it. and I promise you probably won't be disappointed.
Oh yeah, you're probably gonna be disappointed. You know, we need to get Jordan to do some prank calls when he gets back.
We do. You know, when
he said he had one in mind, but we haven't.
He had one that we were going to work on, and we ran out of time.
Yeah. Well, how much that's something you don't want to just freeze up on the spot. So you need to have something ready. And I think Jordan's really thought about it. What are you doing down here? Why do you keep tickling me?
Oh, this is still set to Force Grip. Remember I told you I had to set everything back? It's still set to Brother Joe's microphone. And he talks like Barry White, so it makes it hard to get it set right. So what I want to do is turn that off.
No, that was...
Turn some of that off. It just sound normal. Well, never mind. I'll just turn it back. I'll just turn it back on.
Okay.
All right. So anyway...
I'll ask you something that I want to know. What is something that is just terrible, but people just won't admit it?
What is something that's terrible?
Yeah, what is something that's terrible that you can think of right now that's like,
God.
People won't admit it.
Cottage cheese.
I thought you were going to say something like to the effect of
quinoa.
Like a movie or a show on Netflix, or
I mean, that's you ask a broad question, you're going to get a broad answer. Now, how many people do you know that like quinoa?
Quinoa's nice. He works down at.
You think the Keanu?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, when he after his no, quinoa. You eat quinoa.
Yeah,
you have no idea what I'm talking about.
Hold on, watch this. Ready?
It's all woke. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Anyway, quinoa, I don't even know what it is, but it's friggin' gross. But cottage cheese, that was made by the devil. But I don't know. What is something that people know is bad?
No,
that's okay. Now, what?
That is just terrible. But
it's terrible.
People won't admit it. Like,
oh God. If you narrow it down, because I could speak on religion, I could speak on abortion, I could speak on human rights. Are we talking about food, travel?
Let's make a list of people who to offend, and then
that'd be easy. We could talk about just the last 18 months. I could probably go 3 hours just on what people think is terrible.
Well, popping back to Danielle said, not a movie idea, but a video of someone terrified going through the haunted house. Now, the haunted house is up at the old county jail.
Oh, I always thought that would be a good haunted house location.
It is right now, not tonight, but the very first night was Tuesday, and I was up there for a little while.
Oh man,
and
Tack can't hardly go through a corn maze, so we sure can't go through.
The building itself is obviously creepy.
It's creepy. It's very creepy. I always thought they ought to have one in an old nursing home.
There is one over here.
Dude, do you
used to live not far from it?
Well, I know you've been close to Hot Springs Village. You're going north out of Hot Springs, and you start seeing all those old nursing.
Yeah.
And there's one big one up there that shut out. If they wanted to make that thing into a haunted house year round, I mean, as big as it is, it's a tourist the place. There's freaky people that come up to Hot Springs. That thing, just walking through it, you wouldn't have to decorate it.
People go on these ghost tours year round all the time. You go up to was it not Mountain Home? Where is it? There's haunted hotels and stuff. Now somebody did buy the old
Eureka Springs.
Eureka Springs. That's what I'm thinking of. Now there is.
You've been there a bunch. It's after you go to Folsom Street, then you run you hit both festivals. You go out. Why are you trying to out? You don't know where it's at,
dude. I think I leave South Arkansas. No,
man. But go ahead.
No, somebody actually bought the old county jail, the creepy county jail, and they were wanting to turn it into a small hotel, bed and breakfast type thing. And I don't know what all their plans were, but I think that they could have kept the kind of the weird, creepy, haunted aspect to it because people travel for miles to do that stuff, and,
right?
And there are living in weird things that go on, and I mean that did go on.
Well, living down in this thing got screwed up. Living down in New Orleans, there's always that when you go down to back before you get shot by walking down Bourbon Street. There was a lot of stuff you could do, but there's so many. I don't know. It'd be like taking you couldn't Google. Or, hey Siri, take me to a haunted trail or whatever.
Well, they got the Hey Siri.
Told you, Siri is all over that mug.
Always listening.
Siri.
What is the Madam whatever house?
Oh, Tussaud.
No.
Oh, Madam Marie Laveau.
Marie Laveau.
All right, I gotta hit this vape.
Oh gosh. Other cam.
What the crap was that?
A battery low?
It is low.
But,
I'm going to ask Siri a question. I want to know from her question. Hey, Siri. Tell me your thoughts on Michael Myers.
Too scared to answer. That's what I figured. You don't want to talk.
I tell you what, how about Siri, don't do that. I tell you, what about Jason? Who is Jason Voorhees? Hey Siri, I ain't done talking to you.
Just totally quit listening to you.
Hey Siri, who is?
I'm not sure I understand.
Well, I want to know. See, what I want to know is about Jason Voorhees in Friday the 13th. I want to know about him and who's worse, him or Michael Myers. If I do this, we're going to get a bunch of Michael Myers.
Oh yeah,
movies.
It's going to be crazy.
Which he is the worst now.
But absolutely. He's got a movie coming out tomorrow.
He is still getting all that.
How long before they make a movie of what's going on now with the Brian Laundrie, Gabby stuff going on? And Dog the Bounty Hunter, he's now he got injured and had to stop looking for her and stuff. But
I still watch the news, guy. I still watch the news, but now it's mostly financial news. It's like I just mentally could not hardly handle it anymore. And I don't want to say that in a freaking out way.
No.
It's just like, because you can't become, in my profession, and maybe one day yours, you never know. Might be something you're interested in.
You don't want to become emotionally
You don't want to be. You don't want to walk in and you're like, how's everything going? I just want to kind of get a review. I'll tell you what it ain't doing. We ain't gonna be here much longer. I'm just telling you. Now, what would happen? Because I did do that to your daddy one time. He did not think it was funny. What do you think? So what would you do?
Throw documents in a briefcase. Go, all right.
Right.
Why don't you make the point for tomorrow?
That's right. Yeah. I tell you what we're going to do is we're selling it all, putting it in gold, in bullets. So tell me, what would you do? If so every day you hear about the news, you have to detract from that because you have to be in the know. But you don't have to always know everything.
Yeah. And
that's where I felt like that's where I was getting to, because I would get, and not that I don't mind it, because I love my clients, and especially the relationships I have with them and stuff and the things that we do. But we get called just to talk about, and I don't want to get in trouble about it, because I love my clients. Mean Gene, you know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of times they come in and I got my pen and my paper And when we start talking, it's out of the way because we're here. We're just talking.
Oh, it's one of these.
Well, because sometimes there just needs to be. There's been so much uncertainty in 2 years. People just need to kind of chill out. So the stuff you're talking about, I saw a flash of Dog the Bounty Hunter or whatever. I didn't know what he was doing.
Well, I did,
and I want to know what's going on. I don't know who Simone, but I know she was in the Olympics.
A long time ago,
right?
Man,
so I don't.
That's news cycles.
But and I watched the documentary on the doctor back when he there's still, I'm sure it's still on Netflix, about what he was doing with the Olympic gymnast.
Yeah.
Well, that was I guess now because the trial's going on, maybe that was what brought that back to the forefront.
Well, they were testifying,
There was testimony and things like that, but I just don't. It's just so hard to keep up with everything.
Well, see, what got me was I hadn't really followed the case much, but I just see a couple of headlines pop up.
What case are you talking about? Tell me that.
Video of like I
got to dial this in. Go ahead.
The YouTube couple, Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie. They travel all over the
Laundrie.
It's like Laundrie, whatever.
That's a terrible name.
It's an odd name, but they go to all these different national parks and stuff, and they would YouTube and stuff. But anyway, she comes.
Is this the one that whacked his girlfriend?
Well, the autopsy came back, strangulation, and then he hadn't been seen in weeks, or months, or whatever. I don't even remember.
Which is not a good. I mean, it's not your best. That's not your best move.
But I mean, his dad and stuff. He was out mowing his yard, push mowing, and then these media people are just.
Oh man, could you imagine?
Now you don't bother a man when he's mowing his lawn. That's what I always heard. But it's crazy. It's crazy how when the media attaches to something, and the story's kind of died a little bit.
Yeah,
no pun intended. But
well, they need.
They will harass like crazy.
Well, they're looking for any. It's with clients we talk about.
Throw that out the window.
Yeah, right. We're calling it. They call it fear porn. I mean, the boogeyman was gone. Yeah. Trump. So then COVID. Thank you, Lord, they got COVID that they could talk about. And then after COVID, then you've got, what are you left with? Because eventually they tried to make it go as long as they could.
And they'll turn somebody into it.
They will. There will be something that's always going to be said, but
it's Gruden.
But everybody now it's Gruden. Yeah, I just found out about that yesterday.
Did you see the emails?
No, but there wasn't this something that happened a long time ago?
I think it was 2011.
So here's the deal: if
they
you
took the statue down in front of the
he should he ain't much older. I think he's younger than me. The fact he has a statue. Pretty stupid.
Well, how many Super Bowls have you won, really?
That would have got taken down. Him and Robert E. Lee. That really baffles me. But anyway, John Gruden. If you get to the NFL level, of coach, and I don't know if you've ever gotten there. I tried it for a couple of months. So anyway, but what happened? But seriously. You've got to be
male cheerleaders in the NFL. I may give it another shot.
Hey, I'll give you a high five. I'm running the guys out the tunnel. So here's the deal, dude. In the mascot uniform, those coaches, they're a little bit off the rocker. I mean, they're trailblazers in the way they think. So what I mean by that, they're very passionate. Most of them, they don't give a crap what they say, and when you've got players that are saying, "There ain't a racist bone in this dude's body," and the thing was taken out, I know what was said, and it was taken out of context, and this is not the first time it's been brought up. Talking about the Michelin lips.
Well, there was a couple of comments. One, they were saying that he said the P word, like the pansy, but not pansy.
Like what Donald Trump said, right, and got elected president right after.
Well, that was talking about something, but in the other.
Oh yeah, but it was homophobic. But how's that homophobic?
See, that's what I don't understand.
I call tag that all the time. It's not. It's not homophobic. What it is, it makes you be a man. Because when our daddies got on to us, you could get man shamed and you pick up and go. Now, girls, she started crying. That's why it's tough coaching softball. But boy, you could just berate him and he'll go. The old generation, and they're just going to prove you wrong. and they get better. But girls just want to cry. But, or get down. Or they're mad in 2 weeks. They're mad 2 weeks from now. But I digress. My point being is so at our level, I just coaching summer ball or something. It gets intense. And you say things that you probably don't mean sometimes. You mean them, but your mouth ain't supposed to say it. Then you're watching TV. We're watching stuff on TV, and we're making comments on TV about stuff. But be the man that's in charge of about $400 million of athlete.
Yeah,
and
a lot
they ain't doing their job.
You got to try to keep
all those egos, all those mouths they got. Because they getting a check no matter what, and they're going to listen to you, little white boy. And I'm telling you, at some point, but they respected John Gruden enough. And I can tell you, there's enough people to come to his defense that it didn't matter what came out, it was taken out of context. And it was a long time ago. And at some point also, when did we move on? The internet lives forever. When all this first started coming out, they told us that, but we didn't know. We didn't know how much longer Al Gore was going to keep his thing running. So, but your stuff that you put out there. So if you want to run for Senate when you hit 30 or so.
One day I'll hit 30.
Yeah. But that's why I would never run for office. But because all they have to do is scour my social media. It'd be curtains, man. Well, I just don't, I don't mind. At some point, somebody's got to forgive.
I don't mind people criticizing what somebody said.
Yeah.
However, when you start throwing the moral card around, when you're like, everybody needs to be their own individual, and I support all this debauchery in one area, but then you say, well, you have to be perfect. You have to be perfect, but I get to do all this other stuff that you don't see is right.
Well,
that's where I start to have a little bit of an issue.
I know what my headphones turned down. So, Randy, did you see Randy Moss got so you're going to call? You might as well call Michael Vick for a comment. They called Randy Moss, and of course, what did Randy Moss? So what moral high ground besides the color of his skin does Randy Moss have to do with that argument? What does Randy Moss?
Was Randy Moss ever a player of his? I guess maybe.
Maybe for briefly. But what could he possibly add to the conversation? They didn't call Dr. Phil. They called Randy Moss. And of course, Randy Moss takes the other side of it.
Yeah.
But not once did anybody bring up. Oh, and by the way, how's that lady that you ran over?
So strong.
I know. Cop gonna give him a ticket, and he just runs over.
Well, it's kind of like what Chappelle
but that's
said.
okay.
It's kind of like what Chappelle said after 9/11 happened.
Yeah.
When they asked on some radio interview Ja Rule what his thoughts were, and it was like, I don't know what Ja Rule can really say about this. But you see, they're trying to cancel Chappelle right now.
Chappelle's sketching it, man. I told you, dude, what I say? I want to watch. I need to watch it before, and they're mad because Netflix ain't taking it down.
Yeah,
you know why? Because Netflix making money. We do still run businesses around here, and if it makes money,
the Netflix employees that came in that meeting and protested, and they got suspended.
Probably. Yeah, and it's funny because they're brought back on unemployment from Spotify, where after Joe Rogan came over, it's the same. It's the same group.
It's crazy.
Yeah, they're heading to Amazon Music next.
We went pretty hard in the paint. Is what
I just don't.
Yeah, they're
oh wait, this needed to be. I think this probably was sent a while back, but it probably needs to be highlighted. I'm gonna keep that up there.
We were
but yeah,
it's a
what would you?
Pity, thank you.
I guess my point is they want to get all these superstars' reactions to it. Why don't you call the people that were close to him? Oh, but we won't get the truth. Oh, so the dudes that don't like him, that's the ones you want to talk to. And you know what John Gruden's probably thinking about all this? I don't care about none of it. He's got enough money. He don't need it.
Well, what happens to somebody after they've been canceled? Like, what happens to them?
Nothing.
They've lost.
They have
but I mean, some people have made
partially.
a lot of money.
That's
already.
right. All you got to do is turn it around because they're joining together. I told you last year, the left would eat their own. That's how this will end. Because you wondering where you were asking, how do you think it's going to end up? I said, they eat their own. Because you can only cancel. You keep going left, and eventually you're at the right. Well, you already tried to cancel the right, so you're circling. You're just going full circle. You have to start canceling your own. You have to go back and look. Oh, they made a racist tweet back about whatever. Chappelle he don't care. And he goes on Netflix and making Netflix mad money. Netflix ain't going to cancel it. So Netflix, apparently, they've decided to get off the woke train. You're going to start seeing people step off woke train because it's gone. When you're going after your own, when you're going after your own, at some point, when you're the ones that keep agging it on, you're like, wait a second. Because if you're the last guy if you've walked yourself out on that branch and you look back and everybody's kind of leaning, you're gone. So who's ever pushing this out there is going to destroy their own career. And that's why we tried to warn the homie last year. Don't go down that road. Yeah. That comedian.
Yeah.
And that was my whole point.
Talks like that. And now that they've, I don't even know what they're doing right now, for one. And
Who?
two, the people you're talking about.
Yeah, well,
we won't
not
say
much.
Names.
Well, they all started a podcast. That tells you something.
That's true. They're trying to get in on our
territory. Get in on our audience. 18 people.
All 5 of them.
And we're going to keep them. But no, seriously, man. I mean, everybody started the podcast. Yeah. There were 500,000 started in the last 12 months.
Yeah, it went from like 500,000 to 1.3 million.
Yep, available. And that's not people just going live on Facebook or Instagram. No. I mean, you get Candace Owens, but she's all over the place now that she's with Daily Wire, but she has Instagram.
Maybe we should start some newspapers or whatever.
Start what?
A news outlet.
We should. And I think we would actually can make a lot of money by simply just telling the truth.
Be more like Babylon B. But
it would be. No, but if we had a section, if we actually told the truth. Now, that's why Crystal and Sagar, that's why they left the Hill and went on their own. But with a bunch of sarcasm that leans mostly right. But you could play the left. I'll be the right.
I always play the left.
Well, okay, yeah, I mean, you're a good actor. But...
man, if there was
but I still got more IMDb credits.
I know you do. I almost have something lined up next week.
It's come back. Yeah, I was telling them it was coming back.
I have a conference to go to.
So you're not dedicated. See, I was dedicated.
I can't miss it.
I was dedicated. Shame. So you're going. I could have been a contender. So you can't even pull it off, right? You can do voices.
What movie is that from?
It was from. It was Cagney, James Cagney. I know that. He was standing on a water tower, and he's like, "Why are you doing that?" And he's like, "I just felt like running." Yeah, is that?
I think that's it. I think that's the right movie.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't remember.
A streetcar named Desire. What Marlon?
Maybe it was that Breakfast at Tiffany's. I don't know. Breakfast. Are you going to finish it? You going to hang me out there solo?
No, more of it. Hey, man, speaking of leaving people solo,
is that all we got left?
No, when we did.
I thought you were talking about like it's about time to wrap it up.
List some stuff, but I haven't even been reading it because we were just chit chatting. But
that's what we used to do.
And chitty chatting.
When we liked each other, it was cool.
Back in the day.
No, I'm just kidding.
But no, see, played that music at a wedding.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks
ago. Yeah.
But
did you do a parody song with that one? Or you did the real?
No, I did
deal.
The real stuff. I've done the parody
That's lame.
stuff. I mean, I wrote some stuff for a wedding that was parody. But no, we that
was such a good song.
At the reception, they asked, "Hey, why don't you go get your guitar and your music stuff and come in here and we'll like do some sing along stuff." And man, I was like, no, because nobody wants to hear that stuff, because some people don't like when a guy brings his guitar out and, they start whatever. And I was like, no.
I didn't know that
but eventually,
until after I learned to play guitar. But it gets on their nerves.
But you know, you've seen it.
Yeah, because you're that guy.
I am that guy that people go, oh God,
sitting around. Yeah. Oh, it's a campfire. There's a campfire. You'll drive 20 miles back to the house, get your guitar,
watch it.
and everybody's like, "Gosh, you're so good." And the girls, and then the guys just, they take him back to that, and you're left there playing by the campfire, trying to learn how to do an F sharp G or F sharp minor.
I wonder if I can do that scale.
Look everybody.
But we jammed out for a long time.
Jammed out, but like a band. You had a band.
No, I wish. It was just me. It was just me. Now,
did you bring your loop machine?
No, I didn't.
Dang, that would have been fun
I
though.
didn't use it.
But back during the reception time, you could have had some fun. Because you could have recorded some of them saying stuff.
Well, I did just. I played some music the other day with a guy who was playing drums. There were some other lead guitars, but they're really good. And I was like, I don't know. But they were older than I am, and you can tell the generational difference in music. Because one was like, hey, do you want to play some 70s rock? And I'm like, I ain't playing that new music. We're never going to get to the 90s or 2000s.
David Bowie's always been a communist.
I ain't down for the new fancy
We're going to play some Mac Davis.
I mean, you can play anything you want. And it was just funny because I was like, hey, do y'all Matchbox 20? And they're like,
they can do whatever.
What about
there's only so many chords.
Go back even further. It was like Journey.
You know what's baffling? People understand.
Go back further.
Look, I'm not a musically inclined person. I've learned I'm more creative than I thought it was. I always thought I was just practical, mathematical, and analytical. But there's this expressive side that came out with all this podcast and stuff. And so now I like to do the videos and stuff. So I found myself having that passion. But I liked math, and I'm looking at something, and it always bothered me I couldn't play an instrument because my sister she took piano lessons and she gave up on it. My brother took piano lessons, gave up on it. Vicky doesn't sing. My older brother sings. I sing some, but I really encourage it with my kids. And they
just ask
a little
that gay karaoke bar that we.
Yeah, he liked it a lot. he in the way he was having his arm around me, and he was like, I was like, God, I'm killing it.
I'm so glad I videoed all that.
Oh man, yeah. So that's why I would never be elected to Congress. So, but no, man, it's. But I said, what? I'm gonna learn to play guitar. I tried, then I stopped. Then nope, I'm gonna do it.
Well, you go through periods of frustration where you're just like, I'm not going to get any better. I can't learn. This is way beyond my capacity. Well,
that's the deal. I tell that, lessons that you always got so many hobbies. You always got something you're going. I know a little about a ton of things. Not necessarily a master of any of them. There's a couple things I'm more of an expert at. But like with guitars, first thing, okay. Y'all do lessons? Okay, get a couple. You get one lesson free. They're going. And once you do scales, and I was like, "That's it. I'm out." And then I went and played. Played with Ronnie Wynn, just this old redneck welder, can rip up his old Yamaha guitar, just beat up, files down his frets so you can get them down. And he just taught me a couple of little things. Then I went and played with Mikey Whitehead. Yeah. He's like, "Oh, man, you can just do it like this, right?"
Yeah, you ain't got to worry about that.
And once I learned that if you can play G, C, D, E, and A, and
you can play rhythm,
you can play
you might
about 50
lead,
bazillion songs.
Yeah.
So you're thinking, now how is this the thing? So when everybody's wanting to play this stuff, you get A, B, C, D, G. That's it. There's only 5 now. You can make infinite combinations of things.
Oh, yeah.
But there's a reason DJs have to make a living because there's so many repetitive songs.
They're all the same.
And you change up the beats per minute maybe a little bit, but you still get.
They don't even do that.
They don't have trying to sue now.
They don't even do that anymore. They put GarageBand, hit scramble, and then they go, "I'm gonna make a track."
That's it. Hey, that's how Tag wrote the music to Small Town Famous.
You think Doja Cat is out there going, I really don't like some of these F sharps in
Yeah.
there. I think we need to do some.
He's sitting there pecking around on the piano. I think I hear it more like this.
Can we do some harmonies with this note right here? No,
dude, no. They like one time I got to be at the studio, and they roll in at 11 a.m. I'll be there, and it's 8 at night, and they.
Why are your eyes so red?
Right, and their highs are kiting like, what we doing? Oh, no, man, we got it mostly done. Just got to say a couple words. All right.
Now, are some talented? Yeah, they got some notes.
Yeah, there's I got a video. I've been waiting. I've been having stuff on deck for Jordan if he would ever show up again.
Yeah, one day.
But I got the world's fastest rapper. Okay, so this dude took the time to do the 150, and I watched the whole 34 minutes of it. The 150 fastest rappers in the world. And now you've got to discount about 40% of them because they're speaking, a lot of them are Filipino. I think that's cheating.
What's the deal with Filipino?
But he did confirm the language and all that. So he verified and he's got his sources. But it's the way they talk anyway, right? So many syllables a second. But when you got to the English rappers, so anywhere from anybody speaks just English, it was stupid. So you got Eminem like at 12 syllables a second and stuff like that. There's this dude from Tennessee. He looks like Dr. Ked Davis, and he was like 18.57 syllables a second. Now.
With a dip in his mouth.
He was and spit in between words. Now, so the thing that you have to do though to really see if it's right, because Tag loves those things, and they're so fast you can't hear if they cuss or not. If you can hear them cussing, they're good. And I don't like that, and we immediately turn it. But the diction, the fact that you can make out what they say,
pronounce the words and all that.
So those ones that try to break the records and they have their subtitles on. I like that's pretty cool.
You can't even read along with
it. But when Eminem did, so a lot of people when he probably did Godzilla, Mm-hmm. So the fastest line in that one. Well, they have there's a kid that did it faster than Eminem, right? So he was I think he was like number 40, but Eminem was ranked like 80th. But there was about 3 or 4 guys in the United States in the top 15. It's freaking stupid. I forgot how good Busta Rhymes could. How fast, son. I missed that old dude.
I hated that the day of that wedding that I'm talking about when we played some music. That was the day over at Murphy Art District in El Dorado. They were bringing. It was going to be Snoop Dogg. He dropped out, but man. And then the opener dropped out, so they brought in the superhero from Houston, Paul Wall, baby.
Oh. That people were beating the path to that to that exit.
I would have had the chance to go. I would have went.
That's like Paul Wall.
At 5 words every 5 minutes. It was. I loved his stuff back in early 2000s.
He changing his grill out every bar. He changing his grill.
He killed the game back in the 2000s.
I wonder. Because nobody's watching.
No,
we have 3.
We were gonna have to.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up. Yeah, we're fixing to wrap it up. So, but speaking of wrap, hey, now we're gonna do it just for me and you. Remember when we didn't know if this stuff would air or not. Remember when we had a podcast and we just didn't even care. But this is live.
I think people.
And now all you have to say apparently now is. I do not own the rights to this music.
People accuse us all the time of not caring about this podcast.
And they are absolutely right. The day we start getting money, when there's green coming in. Now, we love our sponsors. And a matter of fact, let me find this. But we're going to do it. Hey, bro.
In his underwear.
I'm fixing to do the fastest rappers, too. Good night. Love you, son. Hey, Chase is going to be surprised, didn't he? What was Eminem ranked? Wasn't it like 80th or something like that? But there was one of those karaoke rap, one of those rappers of video games. Mm-hmm. What was his name? Yeah, too. What's the one? Yeah, Rustage. He does anime and like raps like that. Jordan was kind of making fun of it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, make fun of him now. He's like in top 20 in the world. But I'm gonna find this for you, and I don't give a crap. What's gonna happen? We'll get kicked off. I heard Steven Crowder got a hard strike today or last night.
Today?
No, last night. Or something happened yesterday. He got YouTube pulled him again. So they've already demonetized him. So that must mean he's out.
It might be done because I don't think he was.
He didn't have any more warnings.
No,
but
he did not.
He is doing. He's doing okay though.
Oh, son.
Man,
he said the other day he was quite wealthy.
Yeah, he's doing okay.
But you know what? I don't know who that dude hangs his hat all the time on. Like, well, my background is a stand-up comedian or whatever, but man, that dude, he is. Oh my god,
he's not funny.
Terrible. But
I love
commentary, research wise.
I would watch his. I watch him for news. You want to know where I get a lot of news?
Not for comedy though.
But no, not for comedy. If you want to know how to, and I think he'd be really hard to work for. But
I think Gerald and all them they're paid to laugh at him.
Yes, but they brought Dave Landau in to create he brought something to the show. It was kind of like when we found Romy. Dave just I love when he hosts. It reminds me of if we just me and you couldn't be here and we just let Jordan do this, and we said, okay, we got it live. Just sit down and talk.
He's not great at reading the teleprompter,
but him being uncomfortable. He's funny anyway. Yeah. But him being uncomfortable, he can't read a lick. And he was like, oh, that dude is so funny. I'm going to find it. I got to download some. I got to stop. They said I had I have 80 gigs of downloads on my iTunes. Hey, but go ahead and while I'm doing this, go ahead and do the sponsors. It's time to run the sponsors since ain't hardly nobody watching.
We want to thank everybody.
For
our sponsors.
Yeah, we're coming back. Yeah, thanks sponsors.
Okay.
This is for you.
If you love the outdoors, then you love fishing. And the best way to keep your pond stocked is with our friends at Billy Bland Fishery. They have all the best sport fish from catfish, koi, bass, crappie. And if you want to keep that tank in your home or classroom in the office looking good, then Billy Bland's also has a great variety of tropical fish, as well as goldfish, minnows, and much, much more, and they ship right to you. The name is Bland, but the fish are not. And you can see the selection that they have at BillyBlandFishery.com. Or give them a call. They'd love to hear from you. 870-694-4811. They're on Facebook, so go ahead and like their page and check out why they are the best name in the fish game. If you're looking to buy or sell a home in Magnolia or the surrounding area, or you're in search of some rental property, then Brent and Courtney McHenry can help. They offer free comparative market analysis to help you determine the value of your property and can help you find the perfect buyer. They also work with rental property owners and can help you find the property that's right for you. Plus, they offer very valuable advice. They're good friends of ours, and we hope you give them a try. 870-234-1644. And let Brent and Courtney McHenry see how they can help you. If you're looking to decorate your home and want it to look amazing, then Cottonwood Farm Design Company has exactly what you're looking for. Cabinets, tables, signs, and all sorts of decorations that would give your home the warm, rustic charm that you'll love and your friends will too. Check out all their designs and even make your own at one of their sign parties. Have an idea? They'll bring it to life. 5-star reviews all over the place because Cottonwood Farm Designs are built to last. Like their Facebook page, Cottonwood Farm Design Company. You can also call them 910-220-5867 or email them at cottonwoodfarmdesignco@gmail.com. all need a little fashion advice, and that's why we follow @LifeWithLexiG on Instagram. She's a budding social media influencer that provides fashion, beauty, and lifestyle content. Not to mention, she's Alan's daughter, but she's building a name for herself on social media and wants to help you out as well. She'll also charm you with her amazing voice. Just check this out.
If the world was ending, you come over, right? You come over and you stay the night.
@LifeWithLexiG. That's on Instagram. If you're interested in any of the products or any of the content that she's talking about, then comment or click the links in her bio. @LifeWithLexiG. We want to help you customize your home or your business, and that's why we recommend you get a name log from our buddy Seth Miller at Miller Custom Name Logs and Chainsaw Carvings. Alan has one in his yard right now, and it's perfect. But that's not all Seth does. Seth can take a chainsaw and make some of the most amazing things. Tons of different sculptures, benches, and he even makes mantles. See what all he can do at MillerLogs.com. And please check out his Facebook page. Seth's got all sorts of videos and all. You can see the creation come to life. Miller Custom Name Logs and Chainsaw Carvings. Give him a call at 573-856-4920, or you can just stop by. He's located on Highway 34 between Piedmont and Patterson, Missouri. Hospice Care Group of Northwest Louisiana offers quality and compassionate care from a wonderful staff that's dedicated to families. They have a full-time physician on staff that even makes house calls. Located in both Minden and in Shreveport. Regional Hospice Care Group of Northwest Louisiana. Let them care for your family.
And we're back. And we're back and we're echoing. And what did you do?
We did it again. That's all right. Let me throw it on this. Nope. Still doing it. No, we appreciate
we'll figure it out
for tuning in, checking us out today. I know it's been a little while. We're going to try to get back on track. We're going to have Romy and Jordan and everybody in here.
Yeah.
And we're going to be bringing some heat. And we're going to let it go.
That's right.
We're not even going to care what we say until we say something that gets us John Gruden.
That's it.
Then, you know what? But that's all right.
You're talking about like a contract. What's the contract like? People watch. Some people watch this afterwards. We've been still getting 500-600 views, I think.
No.
We got a new subscriber on. It's bad when we get emails and we're like, you got a new subscriber this past month. Like, what? If we stay, here's the deal. I did the math. If we stay at this pace in 8 years, we'll get that 1,000 subscriber plaque.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Bang.
All right. Let's go.
We appreciate everybody for hanging in there with us.
Pray this works.
We will catch all of you
Is
guys.
it this camera?
Yeah, right here.
I want makeup next time because honestly, these zits. I'm 50 years old.
You're gonna have to talk to our producers.
I need to have
our
a
wardrobe
camera.
folks here.
I should have put that. I should have kept that camera right there on me.
Oh, let's right here. Yeah, makeup. Anyway, we appreciate everybody for hanging in there with us. We're Small Town Famous, and we are.
We're out.
We're out.
Did you cancel it?
No. See you later.